Dawn and Yaba. Morning light crawls over the cramped one-bedroom flat Riley and Elliot share in Yaba, Lagos. Birds squawk outside a partially open window. Distant Danfo horns start the daily chorus of the city. Riley, already dressed in a neat blouse and pencil skirt, balances a steaming cup of tea while scrolling through emails on her phone. Beside her, Elliot lies in bed, eyes open, staring at the ceiling. "Morning, love," she says softly. He grunts. "What's good about it?" Riley sets the tea on his bedside table. "I made ginger and lemon. Helps with headaches." "Keep it," he mutters, turning away. Riley pauses, hurt tapping at her chest, then forces a smile. "I'll be home late. Marketing team needs me for a pitch review." Elliot sits up suddenly. "Late again? Who are you really meeting, Riley?" She blinks. "The team, Elliot. You met them at the cookout." "Sure," he sneers, "but I know how office men are when they see a woman like you making money." Riley's voice stays calm. "I'm doing this for both of us. Rent is due next week." He slams the mug. Tea splashes. "You think I don't know that?" Silence stretches. Riley picks up her bag. "I'll call at lunch." She kisses his cheek. He doesn't respond, and leave for the waiting Kiki outside. Bad news. 4 hours later, Elliot sits in a pokey cyber cafe, scrolling job listings. Bank after bank has rejected him since the mass layoffs hit 2 months earlier. Each rejection email feels like a personal verdict. His phone buzzes. Nina's name flashes. He doesn't answer. Instead, he taps open Riley's Instagram. A photo from last night's client dinner shows her in a smart Ankara dress, smiling beside her boss, Mr. Adagok. Jealousy ignites. He screenshots the photo, types, "You look cozy with your boss." Any reason. Then, mid-anger, deletes the message. He knows confronting her later, face-to-face, hurts more. Lunch with Nina. At a small bukka near Victoria Island, Riley wolfs down rice and beans between emails. Nina Clark slides into the plastic chair opposite her. "Girl, breathe." Nina laughs, handing her a bottle of water. "You work like Lagos traffic, never stops." Riley chuckles, grateful. "If I don't, who will?" Nina's face softens. "How's Elliot?" "We've been off," Riley admits. "He's still looking for work." Nina leans in. "Riley, you've become the sole provider for months." "That's heavy." "He supported me when I did my MBA," Riley says quickly. "I owe him." "Loyalty is good," Nina replies, choosing her words, "but love shouldn't crush you. Last week he yelled at you on the phone, remember? That was just frustration." "Frustration shouldn't bruise hearts," Nina murmurs. "Promise you'll call me if it gets worse." Riley smiles, but her eyes flicker away. "Promise." The unpayable bill. That evening, Riley returns home exhausted. The flat is dark. Power is out again, generator silent. No fuel. She finds Elliot in the living room, illuminated by his phone. "Nipa took light," he says. "I'll buy petrol tomorrow," she replies. He thrusts a printed sheet at her. "Hospital called. My mom's blood pressure meds. Nigerian IRA 40000." Riley exhales. "We're low after paying rent." "You're rolling in promotions," he snaps. "Figured out." She fights the sting. "We can adjust groceries. Maybe defer the internet bill." "Internet is my lifeline for job hunting," he yells. "But you wouldn't understand. You're too busy dining with Adagok." Riley freezes. That dinner was work. "Work," he mocks, clapping slowly. "Tell me, did he touch your hand while explaining quarterly targets?" Anger rises, but she steadies her tone. "Elliot, please. I'm tired." He steps closer, eyes cold. "I'm tired of being made to failure." "You are not a failure," she says, reaching for him. He jerks away. "We'll see." He storms into the bedroom, slamming the door so hard the wall shakes. Riley flinches. Tears threaten, but she breathes, counts to 4, and pulls out her laptop to draft tomorrow's campaign copy. Battery at 18%, heart maybe less. Intervention. Saturday afternoon. Nina visits unannounced, carrying suya and malt drinks. Elliot, unshaven, opens the door. Nina greets him politely. He steps aside wordlessly. In the kitchen, she finds Riley washing a mountain of dishes. "Hey," Nina whispers, "you okay?" Riley forces brightness. "Fine." Just catching up on chores. Elliot leans on the doorway. Riley, did you tell Nina we're broke? Maybe she'll lend you cash. Nina bristles. I actually came to see my friend, not discuss money. Everything's about money, he mutters. Nina looks at Riley. Can we talk outside? Riley sets down a plate. Sure. On the balcony, Nina grabs her hand. He's draining you. I see bruises in your eyes, even if they're not on your skin. He's hurting, Riley answers softly. Men tie their worth to work. Losing his job, it's like his identity died. And he's burying you with it, Nina replies. Love shouldn't be a funeral. Riley's voice trembles. I married him for better or worse. But not for abuse, Nina insists. You deserve safety. At least talk to a counselor. Silence stretches. Finally, Riley nods once. I'll think about it. Breaking point. 2 weeks later, Riley's marketing pitch wins a major telecom account. Her boss congratulates her with a handshake and a small bonus. She heads home early, eager to share good news. Inside the flat, Elliot is on the couch, empty bottles of stout at his feet. TV blares a Nollywood drama. Riley exclaims, Babe, we got the Telnet deal. This could triple my commission. Elliot mutes the TV. Commission. His eyes narrow. So Adagok's plan worked. It was my plan, Riley says, sitting beside him. I spent weeks on that proposal. He laughs bitterly. Stop pretending. You flirted your way up. That's not true. She reaches for the remote. He snatches it. Admit it, he shouts. You enjoy men drooling over you. Riley stands. Elliot, you're drunk. He rises too, swaying. I lost everything, and you're out there parading success. That's unfair, she whispers. Unfair. He hurls the remote. It smashes against the wall. Riley jumps back, heart hammering. Stop, she cries. He advances, fists clenched but trembling. For a moment, she thinks he might hit her. Instead, he slumps onto the couch, sobbing. I'm nothing. Riley's fear shifts to sorrow. She kneels at a distance. You're something to me, Elliot. But we need help. He looks up, eyes red. Help? You mean you'll leave? I haven't left yet, she says quietly. But I can't stand here forever if you keep tearing me apart. Elliot covers his face. I don't know how to fix me. Riley breathes out. Tomorrow, we visit Pastor Orgy for counseling. And I'll schedule a therapist. Please say yes. Long pause. Finally, he nods, almost invisible. Fine. Late night reflection. Midnight. Power is back. The flat hums with the fridge and ceiling fan. Riley sits at the dining table, writing figures on a notepad, bills, hospital, groceries, therapy. She whispers to herself. Nigerian naira for row, 000 for meds, 15,000 Nigerian nairas for diesel, 25,000 Nigerian nairas for counseling. How long can one's spirit stretch? Her phone buzzes. It's Nina. Thinking of you. Here, if you need escape. Riley types back. Thanks. One day at a time. She folds the notepad, stands before the mirror, and studies her reflection. Gentle eyes, but a line of iron in her jaw. Quietly, she says, I'm still here. And though the room is silent, in her chest a scream of determination echoes, loud enough, she hopes, to drown the darkness. Good news before dawn. Riley's alarm buzzes at 5:30 a.m. She opens the bedroom curtains. Lagos still looks half asleep. Her phone blinks with an email from Telnet CEO. Proposal approved. Budget, 180 million Nigerian nairas. Congratulations. Heart racing, she turns to Elliot, who is pretending to sleep. Elliot, wake up, she whispers, shaking his shoulder. We got the contract. This is huge. Bonuses, profit share, everything. He lifts his head slowly, eyes flat. Wow, 180 million Nigerian nairas. Riley beams. Our lives will change. We can clear debts, restart your mom's shop, even plan that Ghana trip you wanted. Elliot forces a smile. That's wonderful, Riley. But when she leaves to make coffee, his smile melts. He stares at the ceiling, jaw tightening. Under the surface. Later that morning, Riley rides with Nina in a Bolt heading to Victoria Island. She shows her the email. Nina squeals. Girl, this bonus could buy you a duplex in Lekki. Riley laughs. One step at a time. Then she lowers her voice. Elliot was happy, I think, but something in his face worried me. Nina sighs. Success can scare insecure people. Protect your peace, Riley. Riley nods, glancing out the window at endless traffic. I'll keep my eyes open. The edge of rain. By afternoon, clouds gather. Elliot sits alone at home, pacing. He opens Riley's laptop, scrolling bank statements. Her salary hits Friday. The Telnet bonus will land by month end. A thought darkens his eyes. If something happened to her, thunder rumbles. He shuts the laptop hard, almost ashamed, but the seed is planted. The accident. Thursday, 7:45 a.m. Riley drives her Toyota Corolla toward Ikoyi for a breakfast pitch. Rain lashes the windshield. Wipers struggle. She puts Bluetooth on. Elliot, I'll be back by noon. He answers dully. Drive safe. Near Falomo Bridge, a Danfo bus swerves to avoid a pothole, slamming Riley's rear bumper. Her car spins, skids, and crushes sideways into a concrete barrier. Metal screams. Airbags explode. Everything goes white. Emergency ward. Hospital lights slice the darkness. Sirens fade as nurses rush Riley onto a stretcher. She can hear muffled voices but sees nothing. Dr. Daniel Hart, in green scrubs, checks vitals. GCS-9, pupils reactive. Possible brainstem trauma. Inside Riley's mind is chaos. I'm alive? Why can't I move? Bad reception. Ellie arrives, face glossy with fake tears. He pushes past nurses. Where's my wife? Dr. Hart intercepts. Mr. Adams, Riley is stable but in a coma. The MRI suggests locked-in syndrome. She can likely hear us, but can't respond. Elliot widens his eyes, an actor hitting cue. Oh God, my Riley. Hart softens. We'll monitor swelling. First 72 hours are critical. Elliot nods, biting his lip while calculating. If she never wakes. Telnet money, life insurance, pension. First night, silent tears. Visitation ward. Machines beep rhythmically. Riley lies motionless, eyelids fluttering. Elliot sits beside her, holding her limp hand. In her head, Riley screams, Elliot, I'm here. Don't leave me. Only a single tear slides from her eye. Elliot notices the tear, but looks away. Doctor said that happens. He mutters, tone void of affection. He leans close, voice low. Rest, Riley. I'll take care of everything. To an outsider, it sounds loving. To Riley, it feels like a closed door. The paper trail. 2 days later, Elliot meets the hospital billing officer. I need to move her to a cheaper ward, he says. Money is tight. Officer frowns. Your wife's insurance covers 95%. Still, Elliot insists. Private rooms are wasteful. In Riley's mind, fury rises. I paid those premiums myself. Nina arrives. Nina rushes in with flowers and a throw blanket. She gasps at seeing Riley's motionless body. Elliot, why didn't you call sooner? Elliot sighs dramatically. I was overwhelmed. I'm here day and night. Nina sets the blanket over Riley's legs. Hey, bestie, it's Nina. Blink if you hear me. Riley wills her eyelids. Nothing happens. Only the heart monitor spikes slightly. Dr. Hart notices. After Nina steps outside, Hart approaches her. I think Riley recognized your voice. Her heart rate increased. Nina brightens. Then she's still with us. Hart nods. Voice stimulation can help. Visit often. Nina glances at Elliot across the hall, whispering, I will. Something in Elliot's detached posture unsettles her. A lonely countdown. That night, Elliot returns to the flat. Bills litter the coffee table. He opens Riley's desk drawer, finds the Telnet contract and a draft bonus schedule. 15 million Nigerian Nairas to Riley's account on signing. 10 million Nigerian Nairas each quarter. He exhales greedily. 15 million by next week. His phone lights. A message from an old friend. Oscar, still need investment funds? Call. Elliot smiles. Almost time. Detective Morris. Monday morning, Detective James Morris visits the hospital to file the standard accident report. He questions Riley's doctor, then Elliot. Mr. Adams. Morris says, pen poised, any recent marital stress we should note? Sometimes context helps. Elliot puts on a pained face. Stress? Only happiness. She just got a promotion. Morris nods, but notices Elliot's shoes. Spotless suede loafers not fit for rainy season hospital runs. Too polished for grief, he thinks. Before leaving, Morris pauses at Riley's bedside. "Hang on, madam," he whispers. Her eyes flutter again. The monitor blips. Inside the prison of her body, days blur into one long twilight for Riley. Voices come and go. Elliot's cold whispers, Nina's warm encouragement, Dr. Hart's calm explanations. She counts footsteps to stay sane. In her head, she rehearses alphabet blinking to answer yes/no, but her eyelids refuse. "I won't quit," she vows. Soundless is not helpless. Elliot's night visit. 1 week post-accident. Midnight ICU lights are dim. Elliot leans over Riley, presses a pen into her limp hand, more for symbolism than hope. "Sweetheart," he murmurs, "medical bills are rising. Maybe it's time to let go." Riley's mind roars an L. Her finger twitches, imperceptible to him. He continues, "If your spirit wants peace, don't fight." He slides a DNR form from his pocket, already signed, forged. Just then Hart steps in. Elliot jumps, hiding the paper. Checking vitals, Hart says. He sees Elliot sweating. "Everything all right?" Elliot forces a chuckle. "Just saying prayers." Hart nods, but his eyes linger on the edge of the hidden form peeking from Elliot's coat. Nina's suspicion grows. Next morning, Nina arrives with Detective Morris, claiming it's a wellness visit. They find Elliot signing payment papers at reception. Nina smiles thinly. "Doing finances again?" Elliot shrugs. "Someone has to." Morris notes the answer, then excuses himself to fetch coffee, giving Nina a moment alone with Elliot. She leans close. "If you hurt her, I'll know." Elliot's nostrils flare. "Mind your business." She steps back, voice steady. "Riley is my business." He watches her walk away, anger simmering. Flicker of hope. That afternoon, Hart conducts a new neurological test. He instructs Riley, "Blink twice if you hear me." At first, nothing. Then, blink, blink. Hart's face lights up. "She's in there." He calls a nurse. "Locked in but conscious." "We can build a code. 2 blinks yes, 1 blink no." In Riley's chest, relief floods like sunrise. "I can speak again, slowly, but I can." The plot thickens. Night falls. Elliot receives a text from Oscar. "Deal ready. Need 10 million Nigerian nairas up front tomorrow, else I walk." Elliot stares at Riley's insurance folder. Payout clause triggers if life support is withdrawn. His mind races. But unknown to him, a camera Morris requested is now hidden in the corner of the room, blinking red. Riley's eyes, newly communicative, blink twice as Elliot approaches. Dr. Hart, reviewing the feed remotely, presses record. Quiet before midnight. The intensive care unit is hushed except for low beeps and the soft swish of the ceiling fan. A single lamp spills pale light over Riley's bed. Her ventilator whispers in rhythmic sighs. It is 12:10 a.m., change of shift lull. Only one nurse charts at the far station. Elliot slips through the door, still in yesterday's wrinkled shirt. He glances at the corridor, then closes the door most of the way, letting it click but not latch. He drags a visitor's chair beside Riley and sits, elbows on knees, face inches from hers. Riley's eyelids flutter. She feels his presence, yet her body stays rigidly still. Elliot exhales a shaky laugh. "Look at you, my brilliant wife." He strokes her hair, voice dropping into an ugly whisper. "One contracts, one prays, and left me in the shadows." Inside, Riley's heart pounds. "Stay calm. 2 blinks for yes, 1 for no if anyone comes," she reminds herself. But no one is here. Elliot's soliloquy. He leans closer, eyes glittering. "I practiced this speech all day, Riley. Want to hear it?" His tone turns theatrical. "You've done well, too well. People adore you. Riley, the genius marketer. Meanwhile, I'm the failure husband. But if you were gone..." He pauses, smiling at the thought. "I'd inherit the house, the Telnet millions, your life insurance payout, and the public would drown me in sympathy." Poor Elliot, widowed by tragedy. Riley's pulse races. The monitor shows accelerating beats. Beep, beep, beep. Elliot notices, smirks. Ah, you can hear. Good. Listen closely. He stands, fingers brushing the ventilator tubing. Tonight, I take back my life. You'll finally give me peace, Dad. He reaches behind the bed and, with a swift motion, yanks the main power plug of the life support unit from the wall. The ventilator's hiss stops. Alarms begin a shrill, escalating whine. Body in revolt. Oxygen plummets. Riley's brain, desperate, sends a primal surge through locked nerves. Her right hand jerks. Her eyes fly wide, staring directly at Elliot. He freezes. What? You weren't supposed to move. Riley's chest fights to rise, but without the machine she gasps silently, throat rattling like dry paper. Her fingers claw at the sheet, one desperate scrape. Breathe. Fight. Someone will come. She thinks, but black dots pepper her vision. Elliot panics. He stuffs the power cord into his pocket, then grabs a pillow from the visitor's cot. No witnesses, he mutters, voice cracking. The struggle. He presses the pillow over her face. Riley's eyes bulge. Her body convulses weakly. Monitors scream. SPO 282, 75, 68. In the hallway, the alarm flashes red over room 7. Nurse Folate glances up from her chart. Code alarm room 7, she calls, sprinting. 2 other nurses follow. Inside, Elliot presses harder, sweat dripping. Stay still, Riley. Just sleep. The door bursts open. Sir, what are you doing? Folate shouts. Elliot spins, pillow in hand. She was choking. I was helping. Folate sees the unplugged cable swinging at his side. Step away now. She slams the code button on the wall. A louder siren echoes through the ward. Another nurse yanks the pillow aside. Riley's face is purple. Her eyes roll. They heave the ventilator plug back into the socket. The machine coughs to life, forcing air into her lungs. Riley's chest rises in a ragged swell. Folate starts CPR, assist breaths through the tube. Bag her, rate 10 per minute. The second nurse follows. Elliot backs toward the door, voice trembling. I didn't. Detective Morris appears at the doorway, gun holstered but ready, having rushed from the security desk when the code triggered. Stay where you are. Elliot raises shaky hands. It's a misunderstanding. Morris's eyes flick to the pillow on the floor. The cable's still half tucked in Elliot's pocket. Cuff him. A security guard snaps handcuffs around Elliot's wrists. He protests, voice breaking. You've got it wrong. Save it for your lawyer, Morris says coolly. Race against time. Dr. Daniel Hart rushes in, hair tousled from sleep. Status. Folate calls out numbers. Pulse 42, BP 80 over 40. Sats climbing. Now 74. 78. Epinephrine, 1 milligram for. Hart orders. He places his stethoscope, listens, then looks into Riley's eyes. Riley, stay with us. Blink for me. Her lids twitch, weak but there. Hart nods. She's fighting. The team works in focused silence. Vasopressors, fresh oxygen mix, suction. Slowly the monitor stabilizes. Heart rate 88. Sats 93. Blood pressure creeping up. Hart exhales. We've got her. Hallway confrontation. Outside the room, Morris reads Elliot his rights. Elliot's face collapses from bravado to panic. You can't prove anything. I loved her. We have audio and video, Morris replies, gesturing to a small camera above the door. And attempted murder charges don't vanish because you cry. Elliot's shoulders sag. He is led away as journalists, tipped by hospital security, gather at the entrance. Flashbulbs flare. Back on the machine. Inside, Hart stays at Riley's bedside. You're safe now, Riley. She blinks twice, yes. A tear slips down her cheek, but her gaze is steady. Nina arrives breathless, hair disheveled. I got Morris's text. Is she? Hart smiles gently. She's alive. Elliot is in custody. Nina grips Riley's hand. Bestie, you fought like a lioness. I'm here. Riley's fingers squeeze, barely but enough. Nina's eyes fill with tears. That's right, talk to me. 1 blink for yes, 2. We'll make our own language. Hart adjusts the ventilator settings. She'll need full ICU monitoring tonight. Cerebral oxygen dipped. We'll run scans. Nina nods. Do whatever it takes. She strokes Riley's arm. Rest now. You're not alone. Detectives report. Downstairs, Morris dictates into his recorder. Suspect Elliot Adams entered ICU at 0:08. Video captures him unplugging ventilator at 0:11. Smother attempt at 0:12. Nurses interrupted. Victim resuscitated. Motive: financial gain, pending Telnet bonus and life insurance payout. He pauses, eyes narrowing. Suspect displayed premeditation. Forged DNR, prior attempt to move patient to cheaper ward. Evidence of recent large transfer requests. He clicks stop, satisfied. The long night. In the ICU, the lights dim for night mode. Machines beep softly, steady, and reassuring. Nina dozes in a chair, hands still on Riley's. Heart review scans on a tablet. No new hemorrhage, mild hypoxia, but hopeful signs. Riley floats between exhaustion and peace. Alive. Free from him. Safe. Her eyelids flicker. For the first time since the crash, she lets herself rest, knowing her own voice, however quiet, has begun to be heard. First steps. 4 weeks after the attack, Riley sits in the rehab gym, legs strapped with elastic bands. Dr. Hart stands nearby while a physiotherapist, Grace, offers encouragement. Okay, Riley, Grace says gently. Shift your weight onto the left foot. Riley's muscles tremble, but she rises from the wheelchair. She gasps, half in pain, half in joy. Dr. Hart smiles. That's progress. Each step tells your brain you're back in charge. Riley looks up, breathless. I won't waste this second chance. Courtroom reckoning. High Court of Lagos, 2 months later. The room hums with reporters. Elliot, now gaunt and unshaven, sits in the dock. Riley enters using a cane. Nina supports her. Elliot's eyes widen. Seeing her alive weakens his last hope of sympathy. Judge Adito Kunbo reads the verdict. For attempted murder, aggravated fraud, and forgery, this court sentences you to life imprisonment. Elliot stands, voice shaking. Riley, tell them it was a mistake, please. Riley meets his gaze, calm but firm. I already gave you everything. Love, trust, my best years. Tonight, I give you nothing. The bailiffs lead Elliot away. Cameras click like distant thunder. Quiet celebration. That evening, Nina and Riley sit on Riley's apartment balcony overlooking the city lights. A gentle harmattan breeze cools their tea. Nina clinks her cup against Riley's. To freedom. Riley chuckles. And to friends that don't need handcuffs to hold me still. They laugh together. Riley grows thoughtful. All my accounts are safe now. The Telnet bonus cleared this morning. Nina's eyes sparkle. Let's secure your future. We'll set up an investment plan, pay off your mom's mortgage, and start that women's shelter you dreamed of. Riley nods, grateful. I want the shelter named the Phoenix Fund for women who rise after the fire. A new dawn. Sunrise paints the Lagos skyline gold. Riley and Nina tour a modest building near Yaba, future site of the Phoenix Fund. Workers sweep dust. Fresh paint smells like hope. Riley tells the foreman, we open in 3 months. Survivors will have counseling, legal aid, and job training. He nods proudly. We'll be ready, madam. Nina hands Riley a plaque. Out of silence, we rise. Tears glisten in Riley's eyes. This is the life Elliot tried to steal, but it's bigger than anything he imagined. She steps outside, feeling the warm sun on her face. No wires, no fear, just an unbreakable spirit, free at last. Opening day at the Phoenix Fund. Morning light fills the renovated building near Yaba. Pale yellow walls carry the scent of new paint and fresh hope. Banners read, Phoenix Fund, healing starts here. Riley, dressed in a simple white blazer, greets the first group of women. They enter shyly, clutching folders and plastic chairs. Welcome, Riley says warmly. Inside these rooms you'll find counseling, legal advice, and training courses. Most of all, you'll find people who understand. A young survivor named Ada raises her hand. Madam, is it really free? Completely free, Riley promises. Someone once saved me without asking for anything. I want to pass that gift along. Nina steps forward holding a schedule board. Job skills classes start at 10. Lunch is jollof rice, my treat. Nervous giggles spread. Ada's shoulders drop in relief. Riley catches the moment and smiles. One heart has already begun to heal. A quiet conversation with Dr. Hart. Later, in the small rooftop garden, Dr. Daniel Hart waters basil plants. Riley joins him, wiping sweat. Still practicing bedside herbs? She teases. He chuckles. Keeps me grounded. He glances at her ankle-length skirt. How's the leg? She lifts her foot, balancing easily. Strong. I walk 5 kilometers every weekend. Hart nods. And the nightmares? Less often, she answers. When they come, I get up, breathe, and remind myself I'm here, not there. He offers a gentle fist bump. That's real progress. Ready for your TEDx talk? Riley exhales. Almost. Title's nailed. I heard everything. Now I need courage to stand on that red circle. You face death, he says. An audience is nothing. She grins. Easy for you to say, doctor. Rehearsal night. At Nina's apartment, Riley practices her speech in front of a full-length mirror. Nina holds cue cards. Riley speaks. When the car crashed, I thought silence meant death. Instead, it became my classroom. Pause. Nina interjects. At a beat before classroom. Let them feel the silence with you. Riley nods, repeats the line, this time letting 3 seconds pass. Even Nina shivers. Perfect, Nina whispers. You own the room already. Riley lowers the cards. What if my voice cracks? Cracks don't break a message, Nina says. They prove it lived inside you. Backstage jitters. TEDx Lagos, Saturday evening. Giant screens glow with the event logo. Volunteers buzz like bees. Riley stands backstage, mic clipped, palms sweating. A stage manager whispers, "You're on in 5." Nina hugs her. Imagine every seat holding a friend. Riley laughs nervously. That's a lot of friends. Then imagine me. Nina says, pointing to front row. When you doubt, find my face. Riley closes her eyes, inhales, and whispers to herself, I found my voice. She steps toward the curtain. The talk. I heard everything. Bright lights greet her. A sea of faces quiets. She walks to the red rug, cane-free, shoulders back. Hello, she begins, voice steady. 2 years ago, a machine breathed for me. Doctor said I was in a coma, but I was awake, trapped in silence. A hush blankets the hall. I heard doctors predict I might never recover, she continues. I heard nurses pray for me. I heard a man, my own husband, plan my death. Gasps ripple through the audience. Riley pauses, letting the silence hang. Then, that silence became my language. It taught me 3 lessons. She raises one finger. First, silence can be a prison, but also a teacher. Second finger. Second, survival isn't quiet. It screams inside until someone listens. Third finger. And third, love that harms is not love. Only control wearing a mask. She steps forward. Today I run a foundation for women who've been told to be quiet. We give them tools to speak, legal tools, financial tools, emotional tools. People nod, some wipe tears. She smiles gently. If you're in a silent war right now, remember my heartbeat. Beep, 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 the sound that saved me. Your heartbeat is proof you're still negotiating with life, and the deal isn't finished. Applause starts slow but building. Riley ends. When the world went silent, I found my voice. When love tried to kill me, I learned to love myself. And now, I'm loud enough for both of us. She bows. The hall erupts in thunderous applause. Spotlights swirl. Phones rise to record. Viral wave. By midnight, clips flood social media under hashtag I heard everything. A headline on Pulse NG reads, Survivor's speech melts hearts. Hits 10 million views in 6 hours. Messages pour in from Abuja, Nairobi, London. Nina scrolls, dazzled. Girl, you broke the internet. Riley, in her hotel room, sets the phone down, eyes shining. Breaking chains matters more. Foundation milestone. 3 months later, the Phoenix Fund hosts its first graduation. 20 women celebrate new jobs. Banners show partner companies, banks, fashion houses, tech firms. Ada, the once shy survivor, stands at the podium holding her certificate. Because of this place, she tells the crowd, I don't just hear my own heartbeat, I dance to it. Riley wipes a tear. That's why we're here, she whispers to Nina. Final stage. 1 year after the TEDx talk, Riley is keynote speaker at the Global Women's Summit in Cape Town. The auditorium is massive. Chandeliers glitter overhead. She steps onto the stage wearing an emerald gown. Spotlights illuminate her confident stance. Thousands rise, clapping before she even speaks. A hush falls. Riley stands tall, face serene. Offstage, Nina, Dr. Hart, and Ada watch proud. In voiceover, Riley narrates to the audience and to every screen watching worldwide. When the world went silent, I found my voice. When love tried to kill me, I learned to love myself. I stand here not as a victim, but as proof that silence is never the end. It is the space where our next chapter waits to be written. She spreads her arms, accepting the applause that rolls like thunder. Lights dim on her radiant smile, echoing a truth forged in quiet. The spirit that survives can also soar.